Kabbalah in this book is different from what I've seen, but there it is. Hello, Mama Zeus. Hi.
You said you got that in a charity shop.
I believe so, yeah.
Let me show you what I found in a sex shop.
All right.
Well, you know, I love a book, and recently I received this one, Haunted House. Now, my mum bought me this book recently for our little boy, but I had the copy of this book, like, you know, 35 years ago. And picking up a book that you haven't seen since you were a little kid is really kind of surreal, and it's one of them ones where you pull it and the eyes move.
Is that Pienkowski, yeah? It's the same book, right?
Yes, it is. Very good. You know your children's books.
I've got 6 children, John.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Look, Ghost Under the Stairs.
Yeah.
And some of it is slightly different from how I remember it. But then when you look at something you haven't seen for so long, it's really sort of weird. And funny enough, it's about ghosts, but in every picture, in the window, there's an alien spaceship. And every day, it's getting closer and closer.
Julian noticed these things. I love these details.
You have to notice the UFO, man. You can't help it. It gets bigger and bigger. It gets bigger and bigger, doesn't it?
That's right. It gets bigger and bigger. There it is. And then there's an alien coming out of it.
Look, it's covering the whole bloody window at one stage. There's no way you can't not notice that shit.
You pull the crocodile, and up he comes. Now, a weird part of my childhood, and maybe some of you can psychoanalyze me now and say what exactly this means, but when my dad would read this book with me, and when you get to the bathroom, you can see the toilet. And in my early stages, when I was learning to speak, I had an Irish accent, because you learn to speak from your parents. And I was born in England, but if you only hear Irish accents, you will get one too. And my dad would say, "Oh, who's in here? Who's in here?" And you open up the toilet, and out pops a cat.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I would always say, when we saw that bit, "Mummy in the toilet. Mummy in the toilet." I thought that was... I don't know. Can you explain that? Does it have a meaning? Why did I think that my mum
because she was creeping on you?
The whole
black cat in the toilet.
This is where my
not in the toilet, but in general, like she'll come and pee.
Okay. So
explain that.
So John, do you remember, or can you vaguely remember?
It's Julia, by the way. It's Julia.
Like Julia.
Apologies.
Sorry.
Julian, so do you remember when you were going through the training of potty training or being trained to use the toilet?
Well, I'm still going through it as it happened. No, I don't know. I don't really remember that time, no. But do you think there might have been a traumatic experience that would...
It could be, or it could be, because what it is with children that I kind of work with, and even with my own children, you realize that the toilet is one of those places, you know, back in the day it was known as the water closet, remember that, because it was where you kind of relieved yourself. The children always have that as a traumatic space, because sometimes they'd go in and they'd wet themselves in the toilet.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't deal with them. It would be mum who'd come in and go, "You silly boy, what have you done again? You need to go in this toilet." See, so where it kind of mentally instills it that mum wants me to sit on this toilet.
Maybe that's what it was.
And that's, you know, that's the social worker in me kind of giving you that.
No, there is probably something in it. It's just one of those funny like video clips that we used to watch when we had a video player. And thought, "Oh, look, he's saying mummy in the toilet." But yeah, you're probably right. It could be some subconscious trauma. Thank you. That was quite therapeutic.
Sorry, I don't mean to psychoanalyze.
No, good.
It's hard to
very
take my
good.
hat off. And I'm very with everything. So.
Yeah. No, it's funny, that one. And you know the story. You follow the mice through. You get to the bedroom.
Julian,
you pull that.
Why don't you pull out your book? Why don't you pull out your other book, bro? You know the book.
No, that other book is for another night. I wanted to... I could run and get it, but I've done that book to death, mate. I'm going to give you that book. The other book I've got which Mac probably hoped I was going for, is it called The History? Yeah, he's looking at me. Magic and the Supernatural.
Oh wow!
If Mac's a really good boy, I might go and get it. Well, I hold the fort as I can see it. As it's in view. Right. Let's not turn the camera over. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, basically.
So go on, Mac. Why are you so thing to get this book out? What do you know that we need? Give us a little bit of a synopsis.
Synopsis. No, it's understanding things that are beyond our normal everyday understanding. So it's just, there we go. It's just knowledge of, when you see symbolism, I want to understand what I'm seeing. What I want to understand.
Oh, hold on. Is that the book by Morris Bessie, by the way?
Do you know what? It's lost its dust jacket. All I know is it's pub. Yep, you got it.
Do you know that book?
I've pulled out 2 books tonight, and you've told me the author.
You know the thing is, Julian,
Yeah.
someone else.
What's going on here?
I've not read it. Someone else has asked me to read that book, and I remember the author because I'd written the author's name down in my iPhone notes. But obviously now
This is getting a bit freaky now. This is getting a bit freaky. You've just named the author of the 2 books.
Yeah.
If you get a hat trick, it's going to be Darren Brown.
Bro, he converts out Aramaic to you, bro. Cam.
Wow.
Cam is next level, bro.
Yeah, but tell me about that book. That book I've not read. Haunted House, obviously I grew up with it as a child, so I can resonate with you in regards to that. And also, we use it with children when we play pop-up books and stuff like that, and that book is always there. At work, we use it all the time. It's one of the books in our sort of book collection that we have for children.
And it's been around at least 36 years. This one jumped out at me. I must have bought it in a charity shop or something. And it goes through, I wouldn't say it's chronological, but it's sort of thematic. Totems, totem poles.
Oh, wow.
Then you would get into the shaman. Almost all peoples of the Arctic and near Arctic regions practice the religion called shamanism, or shaman. The shaman is both folk and magic.
Yep.
Then living ancestors, spells, magical weapons. That page is inappropriate. Ritual murders, blood sacrifice.
Wow.
And there's a lot of detail, but there's not much sort of explanation. Like there's no blurb on the back saying what the book is. It just sort of gets straight into it. Beyond death. The Catholic Church put up a barrier against the practice of official prophecy, such as existed in the land of Israel, and forbade the arts of divination. However, the Christian era has been dominated by the apocalypse. So this is talking about Revelation. That's probably John there, is it?
MashaAllah, by the way. Cam has got a photographic memory with all the, just want to give a shout out to Cam. Cam, you're impressive, bro. You're impressive.
I can't read the chat, bro, but thank you. Like I said, anything good that comes from me, it comes from God. Anything bad comes from me, the man.
Well, let me see that picture.
So that's your, what's it called? Tarot card. Tarot, the death card.
See, I've seen that page in an Alistair Crowley book. That exact same page with similar images. I've seen it in a Crowley book.
And Crowley is Theosophy?
He's a full-fledged...
No, he's the OTO, wasn't it? The Order Templi Orientis.
That's right. Yeah, full-blown Satanist. Mate. Can't get more Satanist than him, I don't think.
And Gerald...
what's it? Jack Parsons, the rocket engineer from NASA.
That's right, yeah.
We've even got Nostradamus in here somewhere.
Yeah, that's my next book. That's my next book I'm looking for.
Okay. Nostradamus.
What have you got from reading that book? What tell us what you kind of...
Owen, sorry, I'll bring you on for a minute. Is that all right, Owen? Owen, Mama Zeus wants to come on, I think. I think Mama Zeus...
Let me step out. Owen hasn't said that.
Julian.
No, bro, I think he wants to chat.
Okay, no problem.
I'll bring him on. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Julian, I never get any time with you. Every time you've come on, you've gone off.
Yeah, no, I know. Good, it's good. It's good to have a chat.
No, absolutely. Glad to make you.
Baffled by
bro, you can watch his channel. He does live on his channel. You lot follow Julian Lessons for Life. You really need to follow. I'm a huge fan of him, by the way. Like
we'll all follow each other hopefully, and we'll carry on the journey. Yeah. There you go. Spelling of Kabbalah in this book is different from what I've seen, but there it is. Hello, Mama Zeus. Hi.
You said you got that in a charity shop.
I believe so. Yeah.
Let me show you what I found in a sex shop.
All right.
Well, you know.
Jeez.
For £2.50.
It would be an act of charity.
Yeah.
Sympathy. I'm having to read backwards now.
Angelic magic. Magnus Hermeticus Source Works. £2.50. It was one of those dirty video places and dirty magazine places.
Goodness.
I'm walking by and I'm like, what?
Doing in that shop?
Don't go there, bro.
I was walking past it. Did you know Gillingham and Rochester, the Medway town?
Yeah.
You just popped in to ask for directions to a different sex shop.
Because you don't go to a library asking for a pint and a packet of crisps, do you?
Well, there's a better one down the road.
£2.50 in the sex shop.
That's great. I swear down.
Is it?
Now, what you've got is what you've got there.
Why I'm in sex shop, you know, I'm looking for books.
Shut up. What you've got is a collection of what was considered the left-handed dark parts or the dark side of things, because you have you have this and you have your inverted. Where there is a light, there is a dark. Where there is a plus, there is a minus. So what you've got there is a collection of those things.
And the left is known as sinister, right? But sinister is just Latin for left.
The Kabbalah that you showed there is the Goethe. Have a look at the tarot cards, please.
Yeah.
You see the tarot card.
Oh, the left is known the demon side.
1 second, I've just lost my tarot card. Yeah, look, I mean, as a left-hander, I've always felt discriminated against because it's the unclean side and the sinister. But I think we're misunderstood. You need the yin and yang, but you need left and right.
Have you got the tarot? Did you find them, love?
They're coming. Astrology.
Alistair Crowley, Thelema. Oh, it's like a very, very primitive.
Any of them that you can see?
Yes, it's a very primitive. It's a very primitive format of the Marseille tarot.
Ah.
And does tarot have a meaning? What language would that be?
I've got no idea. What I do know, I know that you can get magical, magical squares with tarot and all them things, you know, like your Abra Merlin and all that, which I do have somewhere in here. But, Julian, dear, it's all the ancient knowledge. When it was all coming to an end of a cycle, an end of an epoch, and the Romans were fucking chopping everything up with their swords, the mystery schools had to disband. So it was put into the tarot. Yeah, it was put into the tarot. Yeah. You look at the major arcana, I think I've got them in here somewhere. It is a journey. If you look at it as the ancient mysteries, yeah, where you arrived as a neophyte, or before you became neophyte, you had to be the hanged man sort of thing. You had to be the fool, you know nothing. Yeah, this is why in Freemasonry they've got the thing with the 1 foot and the
right.
Yeah. It's a metaphorical death. I don't know if I've got my big card somewhere so I can show you. I've no idea. I'm really ill prepared for all this. But
German is from German, right?